Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Let's look at problem 3746, minimum string length after balanced removals. As in the previous video, so in this video here, we are still focusing on the reasoning. I guess this problem has the character that once you understand the logic, then the coding will be rather straightforward. So here we are given a string S consisting only of characters A and B. So we are allowed to repeatedly remove any substring where the number of A characters is equal to the number of B characters. After each removal, the remaining part of the string are concatenated together without gaps. So this is actually the main point in this problem. So what we want to return is the length of the string, the resulted string, right? So if you look at example 1, so you can, for example, remove this 4. You get AB left, and then you can remove AB. But you can also remove like this, remove these two ABs, right? Then you can remove another two ABs consecutively, so you get 0 length. So for this one, the characters are all A's, so we can not remove pairs, so we get 4. So here we can remove this AB first, and then remove the remaining AB, so we just left 1A, so that's the 1. So here the length is bounded above by 10 to the power 5, and then SI is either A or B. So I would say the crux of this problem is in paragraph 2. So here I marked by bracket. So first is repeatedly remove any substring, right? So this is the one point. Another point is after the removal, so you are going to concatenate the remaining without gaps or without altering the orders. So this way we can do some very simple reasoning. First, if the strings just has the string just have the has A or just have B, right? Has B, the character B. Then you just need to return the length. Return the length because you cannot do any removal. And then secondly, or the remaining case. So if the string contains both A and B, so we can claim there must be substrings like AB or BA, right? If no such strings AB or BA in the string, so it actually we are reduced to the first case, then we just return the length, right? So once we have this case, so we can remove the pair, either AB or BA, right? So then this is due to the first one. You can remove any substring, and then after that you are going to concatenate without gaps. Then you can use this reasoning again, right? Then if you have just the A and B left, you just return the length. Otherwise, you can repeatedly remove AB or BA. So what's the result? Finally, we always results in pure A's or pure B's, right? So, and therefore, the final effect would be the difference of number of A's and B's, right? So in other words, the count of A minus count of B. Because the row of AB are symmetric, therefore we use absolute value. So this is a very easy reasoning, right? So with that said, actually we can write the code. So actually for the code, we don't need to introduce two variables. We just need to use one variable, count. So you can either use A or B. Let me count A to 0. So we just need to do a for loop for character in S. So if character equals A, I'm going to increment this by 1. Otherwise, I'm going to decrement this by 1. So the decrement means we remove a pair. So finally, we just need to return absolute value of count A. So here, this variable count A actually plays the role of this difference, right? So in this regard, I just use a count. So this will be much better, right? You can also do the reverse. Once you have A, you do minus, and then you have a B, you do plus, but it does not matter. Let's run it. It passes all the test cases, right? So now let's submit for generic case. It passes all the cases. So this is the one way, or if you want, you can use some string function. For example, this is the v1, and then you can do something like this: return absolute value of s count of A minus s count of B, right? You can submit again, right? So here, this coding is rather straightforward, but I guess the reasoning is crucial for this problem. With that said, thank you for watching.